So, I got everything clean. Now I just need to make sure that everything is, that I have all my tools and equipment before I start linking in quick. Okay.
I love you.
Hugs.
Thanks.
Love you, girl.
Love you. See you in a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, have fun. All right. What's happening? Okay. Here we go. This has been a year in the making, guys. 2 years. 2 years in the making. We're getting it. Fat man in a little tie-back suit. So this is a DuPont Tyvek. DuPont makes them. Anything that DuPont or 3M makes, it's going to be the top of the line. DuPont and 3M and all those guys, pretty sure DuPont makes 3M. It's basically, it's all byproducts of oil. And they are actually, they were born out of World War II. World War I, World War II, it's where everybody, anyone who survived, any company that survived out of World War II, basically now runs the world. You know, it was a world war. Whoever won that war has the capital. I'm an Eskimo. I am an alien. I have come to Earth to be a fellow Earthling. Let's get it. Gloves. Let's go find some gloves. Ikra, ay caramba. I got gloves in here somewhere. That's supposed to be in the truck. Holy fuck. Man, it's gotta be over 100 pounds there. No. Gotta be gloves here. Some gloves here, but I thought I had bigger ones. That's all I am, I thought. We'll get some gloves on, might as well. I need the bigger gloves, it's always the problem. See, I gotta worry about what I track into my baby. I live right here, I work right here, so it's basically super important. Hands are too big for these gloves. Makes it hard to do mechanic. All right, we're almost there. Always double up. Always double up. One breaks, don't matter. They're gonna break. You're gonna have metal, applicator, sprayer, We gotta make sure the damn thing works. I got 3 of them, but just gotta make sure that they're applicating correctly. The tips are clean and tips are. I try to leave them right in the gun, just to make sure that they're there when I need them. I always wonder how doctors get their gloves on after they just wash their hands. Then I found out that the doctors get the really good ones that won't break. and they have someone help them. Hey, look, it looks like I have my whole digit. Only got 2/3 of that one. Okay, we got gloves. Everything is very well taped off. Now we gotta go into the dungeon. Sorry guys, I don't have a cameraman, but we get it done, right? Oh, those were the fucking bolts to that. Damn it. Okay. I need a cameraman. Camera. Anyway, here we go. There's a gimbal that literally keeps itself level and tracks your body wherever you go. Go figure, I just bought a gimbal, never used it, and now they got a better one out that I need. I always use blue ties for my blue Graco spray. These ties are so awesome. They're just, they'll conform, and I always just wrap them right up, right where I started the process. That way you never lose them. Alright, this, what is going on here? This is the Contractor Series. This is the $500 gun right here. Great, twist it up. did not help anything. Sorry about that, everybody. Remember to like, share, subscribe, throw this on your X. Hopefully we can get more people on. I don't have a big following, but I'm going to someday, God willing, right? We're just gonna work hard and hopefully real will recognize real. So, that's out of my way for now. I need to get a cord. Got one here. We need a bucket of paint, which we have right here. I just wrap that right up, boom. And it's right there at the wall. The tie is right there. Okay, we're gonna keep this right out of the way. Sorry guys, it's horrible. There we go. Please remember to like and subscribe. Put it on your TikTok, share it, whatever you gotta do. I'm sorry, I meant share it to your ex. Not your ex-girlfriend, your ex account. Oops. Alright, primer's in the front. Power cord's out of the way. Suction hose, ready to roll. So I've already vacuumed all these. I need to get my rag, my paintbrush, and we need to get some water buckets real quick. I'm so sick of that already. I got a TikTok live going as well, and it's just not playing fair. I'm just grabbing extra rags and a paintbrush. Yeah. Let's some lighting on this situation. So I only ever use 2.5 inch Purdy Pro Extra. Sorry about that. I totally forgot that I even had that in my mouth here. Alright. Get my water hose. Hey. Got a lot of cords and hoses going. We'll get those buckets filling. I gotta stir this paint. Ugh. We'll get this on nice and level.
We wanted to come say hi before you start painting. Our pants are stuck on it.
Ah, you really want to get this tight. Nice and straight and tight. I just keep my chuck. You shut that water off, baby? So I just keep my chuck dangling. I got some old gas line. Sorry, no, this is vent tubing for a four-wheeler. And I just repurposed it. Sorry, I gotta get you guys charged up here. Yeah, they went with Haley's grandmother to go find that church. I thought they told you. Huh.
Where the dance is?
Yeah. Well, the locals know where it is. Apparently not, though, because they're local and... Alright. Can you come hold this? need a cameraman, people. I need a cameraman in the worst way. Okay, I think we're good now. Shoot. Oh, buddy, old pal. Got a lot going on, but you gotta get it all out. Okay. Les? Les? Weird. Okay. What in the hell is going on with this? May need to break out the other sprayer, guys. Oh. No, those have holes in them. Oh. Okay. We got electricity. I've never seen this. Ever. the engine stopped working without the primer on. So I guarantee the pump is clogged somehow. But I'm going to just start here. So it better not have paint in it. I will be so pissed. Filter's gone. Alright, this is the one that weren't working, I guess. Which is strange to me. I greased them up really well too. She ain't even running. That's crazy. Never seen this in my life. But I had a feeling I was going to have a problem with one of these. Oh yeah, it's the pump. I just saw compression go. As soon as I let that go, something's going on here.
I ain't seen a paint thing in a hot minute.
Wicked. I never seen this not run in a ever, and she just seized up on me.
You get that for free?
Huh?
You get that for free?
No, this is the real deal. This is the 390 Graco.
My brother has
Sherwin-Williams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, this is the John Deere. Everybody's got one of these fuckers.
Huh.
Yes. I never seen the electrical quit though. Ever. Like,
No, it's not the cord they had it running to, right?
no, she glowing. I got glow plugs.
Dang.
Yeah, man.
That's
It
gonna
was like, nah,
That's gonna be a pretty penny.
they'll
Was
warranty
it
it.
like $200, $300?
These are like $1,000. The gun itself is $5.
Yeah.
The tips are $100.
See, I remember when we first.
It's alright. I got 3 of them. I got one there and one there and one here.
When we first started out, we got one that was like $300, and we did like 10 jobs, and then it shit almost.
Yeah, these express pumps are really cool, but now the electric motor is not running. Maybe I didn't have it turned up. Nothing. Nothing. That has power to it too. I'm gonna have to figure something out with this. I'll just put it back together and run the other one. Pray the other one works. There's no paint in the system, so it's not clogged up. There's something going on with the motor. There's plenty of lube on this express pump too. Greased up good, real good. So it has nothing to do with the hose system. Everything's clear. And tight. And I should have turned it on before I fucking took it all apart. Ugh. Ugh, brother. Ugh. Oh. That sucks. These right here are my workhorses. I make so much money with these machines. I'll bring it over. I'll get it looked at. I gotta bring it to one of my distributors and they'll send it off. Either that or I'll look up a YouTube video and figure it out myself. One or the other. But either way, this machine has to work because this is how I make my money. Between this and building, but I need every machine to work. I can't just be like, oh well, I'm only gonna do carpentry now. Nope, because it's not like that. I get jobs to fix the whole house myself, you know. So basically, when someone calls me, they expect me to do everything, and I would expect nothing less than me doing everything. Yeah, I'm not one of those people that thinks it's funny when someone else has problems like this. But shit happens, you know what I'm saying? And shit rolls downhill. So basically, I just gotta deal with it and get it done. How's everybody doing? Yeah, I do mud. Rape what? Yeah, I've heard about that before, people using ramen. Love you, babe. What's going on up here? This poor puppies, you gotta go to the doctor. I'm gonna have to take it apart and probably replace Maybe it's just a fuse. It hasn't been ran for about 2 years. So I'll put the NFG tag on there and we'll run it like that.
One time, one time, one time.
Cool. That one's put away. This one better work. Ooh. Yeah, we'll just pull this one out here. I'll go buy a brand new one right now. I'll put it on my Sherwin-Williams account, tell them to take that, get that one fixed, and buy a brand new one. I don't give a hell. Really. Take the hoses off it, use the gun. You know, it's got an extra 50-foot hose on each one of these, so, plus a $500 applicator. So, if it's just a machine, you know, they'll warranty it, definitely warranty it. But it just so happens that I used to be able to throw a rock, literally actually, throw a rock from my lawn to Sherwin-Williams. And that's why I was so successful, because I had all these businesses within not even a quarter mile from my house. But now I'm an hour away from anything. Good half hour away from my main distributor, my main vendor is Hammond. So I was a 2-minute drive before, so it just makes everything a little harder. But the good thing is here, I just have everything come to me and I'm only working on my own home. So I wake up, work on my house, you know? So it kind of offsets me having to go everywhere because I don't have to go anywhere. And I just have everything shipped to me for free. Yay! Fucking everyone gets a fucking trophy. We all win. Holy fuck, dude. I'm losing my marbles, guys. For real, though. A little bit. Being stuck in here for this long is really... I'm not used to being stuck like this. Like I just told you, I'm used to being... Get in the truck and run. Go, 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 go all day. I'll see you later on at dark. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm just going to keep that there for now before I get going too crazy on this. I have full faith that this will run, but I had full faith that one would run too. But now that I remember, I do remember one of them giving me a problem. Well, we got some seal. I think I'm gonna need another pump, and I believe I do have one. Probably take that pump. That pump probably works. It's just not, the electrical isn't working for some reason. There's probably a fuse in there. Maybe it got too humid and the fuse blew. I don't know. We'll figure that machine out though. This one's running, and now I may need a express pump because it's not holding its PSI. But it's not holding its PSI in water, but it still should hold its PSI in water. Maybe it's just, these rubbers get old, you know? Whoops. So it's holding pressure, just not high pressure. That means the packing is dried up and not holding pressure. Yeah! I just had to let it work. Alright, now, oh shit. Alright. There's no tip in it. The seal isn't holding either. You gotta get this stuff wet, let the rubbers soak up a little bit. I knew I should have set this up last night. Everything's just dried up, you know, it clams up. So once you give it moisture, it swells up a little bit, and it'll work. But that's good. It's holding pressure. I gotta get a tip. 211 is what I use. 211, and I have no clue why the 211 is not on that damn thing. I always leave my tips in my guns. Fucking things always get missed, disappear. Tinkerbell, are you on here? Do you remember where I put my tip? The 11, 211? Just stopped on. Do you remember where I put that 211 tip? Both of the guns don't have the tips in them. Yeah, me too. Me too. Ha 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 ha. My day is ruined now. Let's go find a 211. Okay. Should be in here. Odd tips and parts. Should have said tips and odd parts. Let's pray there's a 211 in here. Ooh, got new screens. Nice. Hopefully these screens work, because I need one. What's this? I don't go cheap. I always buy everything for the business. Oh, these are smaller tips. I don't even know why those came. Maybe they had to come with the package. Another one that I don't need. 211 tips. I put them away so that they wouldn't get lost. Both of them are right here. 211 tips. Fucking right, dude. You see how I did that? There's a system. Every single thing has a place. Okay? Everything. There is nothing that you own that should not have a specific spot. That way you can always go to it when you're like in dire straits. You go right to that one spot where it's always supposed to go. And boom, now you got it. Just like that. So that's my spraying and rolling tote. It's got all my roller frames, rolling sleeves, spraying parts. I actually have a new pump in there too if I need the pump. Okay. Did I just leave without the tips in my hand? I grabbed my Red Bull. Hey. All right. Sprayer wants to go. I go, all right. And she, that's funny. I'm connected to him. Oh, yeah. I've made worked a lot of time on these fuckers. So now we got to make sure that the tips are clean and not damaged. Okay, it'll say 211 on one of the sides here. Right? It'll say 211 right there. And that's the outer tip. and that's the inner where it goes in. So I'm gonna just dental pick this real quick. Just gonna make sure all this crud is out of here. That stuff loosens up. So you're supposed to soak these until they're completely clean after you use them. You take them home and put them in a cup full of water. See, she even said it. She said, yeah, because all these little crumbs in here, when you paint, they get loose and then they clog up your sprayer. You got to get the paint. See that little flake of paint right there? See that little flake of paint? That right there would make my spray abnormal. So it would make it look abnormal as hell. You want a canoe. That's what you're looking for. All right, I think we're down to bare metal now. And don't get into that little slit, because that slit is what makes that perfect spray pattern. Just get into the other stuff. You can take a safety pin maybe sometimes. Safety pins are probably the best. Or a bobby pin and clean it out if needed. This is even too big. This pick here is too big to get into that. Okay, we're cleaned out. That's one big thing you want to make sure you do if you ever spray. Some of you might be millionaires and you'll never spray in your life. Do I got a booger on my nose? It feels like it. Hell, maybe someday I'll be a millionaire and I'll spray every day. It won't matter. All right, let's do it. I'd love to do spray art with this, like real art, but with this. I'd get like 15 of them and do different colors. But that comes when someone backs me up and puts money behind me. I can get a garage, do all kinds of fun stuff. I'd do that if I got to 1 million. 100,000 subscribers. Come on now. Uh-oh. See how she's spitting like that? So these have sat so long that they're just dried right up. Well, I gotta go shut my garage door. It's starting to rain. Okay, sorry about that. There was quite a bit of things out there I had to take care of. Appreciate you guys watching though. Zoom out, we can't see, bro. Sorry. Bella is in here saying daddy, no, daddy's saying daddy. Not dada, saying daddy. That's funny. What's happening, bud? Oh, shit. Oh. Alright, she's still spitting like a cobra here. So usually the way you can take that out is by tightening this packing down. Come on, man. I should have come out and used these because now they're acting up. Damn. 2 years since I've used these fuckers, so they are not liking it. I'm gonna have to put this thing in a vise. Okay. What a mess. I could just swap the hose out. Leave the gun right on the hose if I have to. You gotta be kidding me, dude. I got it. No, I thought I had it. What is it, reverse thread or something? No reason this should be this tight. It may be reverse thread. I ought to look it up before I go too crazy. Losing my marbles, guys. Reverse thread. Reverse thread. But got it. Just stubborn. Oh, it's because I wasn't allowing it to spin. What a moron. I just took both these guns apart and redid them before I moved up here. But, you know, just remember, as soon as you feel happiness from someone else's failure, God will make that repay. I was always told, whatever you give, you'll receive tenfold. Whatever you take, you'll receive tenfold. That's it. There we go. Give this one a try. They're probably both in the same boat, but yeah, Jeremy and I just redid these. Completely took everything apart, cleaned everything, and put it all back together. And the bad stuff we replaced. So it was 2 years ago though, and I always have a problem right off the bat every start of the year, and this is my first spray this year. So usually around springtime I always have this problem. You got to get them up and going, maintenance, you know. And I totally forgot to do all this, but that's fine. Got to do it. So this is on a swivel, that's why I can't use the gun like you would before. They don't need to be super tight. See how I just hand tightened that? But this gun's on a swivel, so you can't just use the gun. Well, let's give this a try real quick. This thing's all crooked as hell. I don't know why. There we go. Alright. They're both doing it. What a wonderful day. Looks like I'm going to Sherwin-Williams, or, well, I'm definitely going to take these apart now. And I always have this happen, every fucking year. Alright, she come out of it. Sometimes the rubbers just need to get moisture on them so that they, and that's why they say, you know, you should take them out mid-season and run water or they have conditioner that you're supposed to put through them, and it'll supposedly stop all these problems, but I just never done it. You're always going to have these problems at first, the beginning of the season, you know. If you don't use it for 6-7 months. This is over there. There we go. Swap that over. Ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka. Alright. Well, I've pieced them together, folks. We do have a machine that works. Yeah, this one would probably come out of it too if I just let it soak overnight, but the engine on this other pump isn't going, so think I'm just gonna drop them off at a Graco place and let them all get tuned up, do their thing, and hey, that way it's just irritating. It's not what I do. Although I do need to know how to maintain them. I've taken them all apart. I've changed the packing and all this. It's just either that or I'll just take a day. You know what I mean? That's the thing. You either take a day and you lose out on what you make for money, or you work overtime and you do it in the shop till midnight after work, or you send them off to a local guy that needs to work too, give him money, and that money spreads around the economy, right? You're not sending them off to Japan to get fixed. It's just a local guy down the street that does this for a living, and he can give you his expert opinion and make sure that they're all tuned up. So it's like, it's good to do that, you know. Once it starts doing things you don't really know about it, you bring it to them, they can tell you about it, make sure, and then you know more about your machine, and then you can fix more. So it's just good to go there every now and then, make sure you're tuned up right. I'd say chainsaws, paint sprayers, stuff like that, it's good to just go and get them checked and looked at. It's kind of like bringing your baby to a doctor visit. They're just making sure that you're all good. Clean bill of health. Alright, and remember, anyone that says this is easy, they're just jonesing, they're just messing with you, bro, because it's not easy. This will test your patience and every moral fiber of your body to not scream the F word, I promise you. You'll be wanting to scream the F word, the C word, all of them, right? But if you just hang in there, learn the system, don't matter what crew you're on. If you don't like the people you work with, learn everything that they have to give you, and then go do it by yourself. Build a business card on Vistaprint. $10 will get you 500 cards. And you'll have a logo. You can even make your own logo and bring it over. So, you know, once you got that business card, you can pass it out, and then you're set. Just make sure you pass it out to whoever, all of the people in the genre that you're working in. All right, we'll get this thing some new water. Wait, no, we gotta give it paint. Silly boy. Where are we? I've already wiped this down, but I'm gonna make sure it's clean. I don't want dust in my paint. Wow, so I've already used this. I've opened it up on the top. Remember, when you're done, you're not going to use any you don't want to use heat. You need to open windows and let the thing breathe and turn fans on and just move the air. Move the air and all the moisture will be pulled off. But you got to have somewhere for the air to escape, for one. And two, because if you just turn the heat on and close all the windows, all the water is going to rise to the ceiling and start raining. Literally, it's happened to me before. My first spray job I ever did in the winter time. I forgot to open the windows. I came back and everything that looked like rain had just dropped all over the windows, the ceiling. It was crazy. I had to basically dry it out, sand that whole job down, and then spray it all over again. So these couple buckets haven't been mixed at all. And I'm way too far away from the mixer to go bring that. So I'm just gonna mix it myself. guys a front row view of that. It'd be kind of fun, right? So did you see the top? That top was all the polyurethane. It's 15% polyurethane, which means it's going to leave just a tiny bit of sheen. Well, it's maybe even polyacrylic, but it's a hybrid, so it's really not even a water base, it's not an oil base. It's called an alkyd, and it was designed by scientists from NASA. So it acts like an oil, but it cleans up like water. And it is so it will stick to anything you spray it to, anything. And it covers really well. It has a very good hide, HYDE, and that means it's going to cover over whatever. It won't allow as much flashing, even as oil. I mean, I've tried to test over a decade of this, and this stuff literally beats them all. And I've used every product because I want to know what's best. And this is it right here. It's made from Zinsser. Sherwin-Williams actually designed it. Sherwin-Williams paid for all the scientists to design it and make it. And then they must have gotten low on money and they sold it to Zinsser. So now Zinsser makes the bins, the kills, right? Well, they also have Smart Primer. This is the stuff you want right here. Right there, Smart Primer. You can get it at Home Depot, get it at Lowe's. I know you can get it at Lowe's. I know you can get it at Ace Hardware stores, and yeah, basically any Ace and any Lowe's. I'm not sure about Home Depot though. Lowe's and Ace, 100%. Hammond Lumber, 100%. See, now all the binding polymers, and that's the stuff that makes it stick, are at the bottom. Now in the middle, so you got the bottom, you got the glue, the binding polymers. And then the middle, this is how it settles. It settles like water and oil. The binding polymers are heavier, they're at the bottom. Then you got the middle, that's all the moisture and the talc. It's 40% talc, which is literally powder. It's like limestone powder or lye, but it's talc, right? And that talc gives it a sandable surface in a way, right? And then they've done something where the polyurethane doesn't dry up and chip up as much, so it allows you to sand it. But I've coated exterior houses with this and left it and done 3 coats, huge, thick, big coats on some old Victorian house. And this beautiful house is beautiful. And basically it needed this for a primer. And then she said, no, leave it. She said, do a couple more coats. I want that color. And we did black trim and it looks so beautiful. Outside, it doesn't have like an emerald white. It's got like a vintage white, like a Victorian white, like an older off-white, right? But it's a pretty off-white. Anyway, I spray, but when you get inside the house, it looks just regular white. But if it's right next to a white house, right out of the can, emerald or, Regal or some Benmore, any other white paint, it's not going to look as white as that. Weirdest thing. Then you go inside and it looks as white as you can make any other white. Now, I'm not going to say it does actually look white if you just look at the house. But if you had, like I just said, another house that was only painted by straight out of the can, emerald or regal or aura, it's going to be just a tint off. Not much, but just a tint. And that's because of this hybrid poly that they put up top. It's like, it's not actually polyurethane. so it doesn't give it, I don't know, it's weird. But that oil up top that they put in there is what gives it that off-white color. Now I have to mix, I have to pull up the binding polymers. I gotta mix all that moisture and talc base in there, and then I gotta mix the top hybrid poly that they put in. Remember, when you're mixing, especially when you're mixing fiberglass resin, poly resin with MEK, you want every part to touch every part. And that is, it takes a long time to do that. So a lot of people will mix and then they put their resin on their fiberglass and it doesn't set. Well, it's because the MEK didn't touch every part of every part. So I needed to get all this out before, because this is going to take a little while to get all these chemicals to interact with each other correctly and actually lay the desired finish that the designers and scientists that built this wanted. Oh, and by the way, this is half the price of any other paint that you can buy on the market. And I'm not kidding. It's an interior and exterior. They call it a primer, but it has 15% polyurethane. Any satin finish paint has 15% poly, making this an exterior and finish interior paint as well. So you can spray the ceilings, the walls, everything, trim with this, and it's washable. Heavily washable because it has crazy binding polymers in there. It sticks to anything, metal, lacquered wood, fiberglass. It doesn't matter what it is, PVC, and it does not scrape off. This stuff is it's a miracle paint, to be honest. It's a miracle paint, and for some reason it's literally half the price. And that's probably because they label it a primer and they're trying to get their name out. But then again, not really, because Smart Primer is owned now by Zinsser. So they all have different reasons to use them. The bins is a shellac. If you want to shellac something before you coat it with something. I'm not much into shellac. The kills, that's a thick oil base, and that will cover over like fire restoration. When you strip the house down, you spray all the studs, interior sheathing with that, and that stops the smell of the fire, and it puts a nice coat between any of the paints, any water-based paints that's going to go over that later on. But really, it just stops the smell of the fire and puts, like I said, a good membrane around everything. And then you got this. This is like a hybrid material. It's not water, it's not paint, but you can put it anywhere on anything, and I think it stops flashing better than the Kills does. And I've sprayed hundreds of gallons, thousands of gallons of Kills. It's got so many metals in it, it wears out your pumps. You got to swap out the pumps. This doesn't. This is just water, talc, a little bit of binding polymer, almost like caulking, and then you've got a little bit of hybrid polyurethane. So you see how it's starting to really get all shiny and everything? That's because all the parts are starting to mix. There's not a bunch of boogers in there, and it's starting to really look like a slimy, you know, like a good paint. Sorry, it has a glossy appeal over it. It's because everything's starting to mix well. Now remember, when you do this, you don't want to push down against the plastic because you'll be getting little microfibers of plastic in your paint because that metal will be scraping against the plastic. So you want to lift off there just a little bit. It'll 100% put microplastics in your paint, and that'll clog your sprayer. And if you're rolling, you might even see little chunks of plastic on your wall. So, 2.5 inch. Was it 3? Was it 3? We got, yeah, 3 inch. 3 inch Purdy Pro Extra. And then I love these. I even keep paint in them, bring them up with me and use them for a Band-Aid brush. But these right here are my favorite brushes. The best brush, but every time you use it, you want to make sure it's a little wet. Now, why do we do that? I put a little moisture in there to make sure that paint doesn't soak way up into the glue up here. So I just making sure that there's moisture up inside this part, and that will stop that paint from wicking way up in there. So now I just you do that until you stop hearing the water flick out of it. Now we're ready to just, I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. No sense to waste all of it, right? But I couldn't shake it. I don't have a 5-gallon shaker. I don't even have a 1-gallon shaker. So, and I'm too far away to be getting these shook up. Plus, I wanted to go into an in-depth conversation about, you know, paint and paint properties and why it's important and all that stuff. Kind of give you guys a good rundown of what I know, at least. I don't know everything, but I'll let you know what I do know. And I don't do that to try to be a know-it-all. I literally am trying to help people understand more so that it's not such a stigmatic thing like, oh, you paint, oh, I can't do that. Oh, yes, you can. You actually really can. It's so easy. Okay. So, we're going to get that bucket pretty heavy. And that should I like to take a wet rag. Alright. I like to take a wet rag and just go around this. And that keeps that from crusting up. Just put that cover right in some water. This right here will be for my hose when I come in here. This will be my priming bucket, and this will be for my paint sprayer. Just keeping my paint sprayer at bay for now. And we'll get this hose out of the way here. The water hose anyway. This water hose is kind of tucked over here, so we're not making a big mess. see what I can do here for you. Cool. What's everybody up to? Got one person in here?